What's going on, guys? My name's Theoatrix, and today I'm doing a comparison video between the ordinary Abyssal Whip and the Kraken Tentacle Whip. Along with comparing their stats, I'm going to talk about what they're useful for and basically explain when you should be using which. So I'm going to start off with comparing their stats and their costs. So the ordinary Abyssal Whip is a 1 in 512 drop from Abyssal Demons, and there's also a 9% chance of getting it as loot from the Unsired after killing the Abyssal Sire. One main downside of both the whips is that neither of them actually give a strength only training attack style, so you can only get shared XP, attack XP, or defense XP. Both of the whips have an attack interval of 2.4 seconds, which is the same as scimitars and daggers, and they are both some of the most commonly used weapons in the game, but it is kind of expensive to use for low level players since their minimum price is about 1.7 mil. The ordinary whip has a plus 82 slash bonus and a plus 82 strength bonus, which gives it 16 more strength bonus than the dragon scimitar, or 15 more slash bonus. The special attack of the normal whip is called Energy Drain, and basically what it does is it increases the accuracy of that attack by 25%, so you'll have a way better chance of hitting, and it also gives 10% of the enemy's run energy to you, so that only works in PvP though. This uses 50% of the special attack. Another pretty cool feature of the Abyssal Whip is that you can actually recolor it using the Volcanic Whip Mix or the Frozen Whip Mix, and this makes the whip orange or blue, and it doesn't degrade, but it makes it untradeable. And one last thing about the regular whip is that it requires level 70 attack to wear. Now the Abyssal Tentacle is a combination of the normal whip plus the Kraken Tentacle, which is a 1 in 400 drop from the Kraken boss. Now this one actually requires level 75 attack to wear, and once the Abyssal Tentacle is made, it holds a total of 10,000 hits. Once all the hits are dealt, the Kraken Tentacle consumes the normal whip and leaves you only with a Kraken Tentacle, which makes it sort of expensive to train with since each attack actually costs around 170 coins. The Abyssal Tentacle gives a plus 86 strength bonus, which is plus 4 higher than the regular whip, and gives a plus 90 slash bonus, which is plus 8 higher than the whip, and plus 90 is actually the highest slash bonus of any one-handed weapon in the game. On top of these extra bonuses, the whip is actually capable of dealing poison, which deals 4 damage per hit. A sort of hidden update that Jagex did last year is that you can actually combine the charges of 2 Abyssal Tentacle Whips into one Tentacle Whip. So if you have 2 Tentacle Whips in your inventory, you can use them on each other, and it makes a whip with 20,000 charges instead of 10,000. Another thing about the Tentacle Whip is that the special attack is a little bit different. It still uses 50% of the special bar, but instead it has a bind effect which freezes the enemy for 5 seconds and increases the chance of poisoning them. This can, I guess, be useful in PvP or even in a bossing situation where you're about to die and you can freeze the boss and then stand under him to heal up. Now I'm going to be talking about their uses. The Abyssal Whip is of course far cheaper to use than the Abyssal Tentacle, which means that the Tentacle Whip is most commonly used only for bossing. I do occasionally see people slaying with the Tentacle Whip, but it would be far more efficient and faster to train with a cannon and a normal whip rather than the Tentacle Whip, since the cost is almost the same. For players that can afford it, the Tentacle Whip is obviously better to use than the regular whip for dealing more damage and getting more XP, but in the long run you will save millions if you were to just use the normal whip instead of the Tentacle Whip. But one interesting thing that I thought about is with the cannon, the accuracy of the cannon is actually based on the player's accuracy of their current attack style. So if someone was to train Slayer with a Tentacle Whip, theoretically their cannon would be dealing more damage since the Tentacle Whip has higher bonuses. But in cases where you're only training with a cannon, like AFKing at ogres or something like that, the Tentacle Whip would not be the best option, because something like the God Sword, which gives a plus 132 slash bonus, which is far higher than the Tentacle Whip with a Dragon Defender, which is plus 114. Obviously, the attack speed of the God Sword is far slower, but if you're not attacking anything while using a cannon, you'd be better off just wearing the God Sword. So in conclusion, the ordinary Abyssal Whip should be used in training situations like the Nightmare Zone or while training Slayer, but alternatively, the Abyssal Tentacle should always be used at bossing, at things like Bandos, as it does cost 170 GP per attack, and the cost really does add up. The Tentacle Whip is also really commonly used for staking, as it is the best one-handed weapon in the game. And for those super rich players out there, the Tentacle Whip does also help with cannoning Slayer tasks, although it will almost double or even triple your cost of getting to 99 Slayer. I hope you guys learned something new today. If you did, be sure to leave a thumbs up on this video, subscribe for more daily old school content, and keep an eye out for my Hardcore Iron Man series, which will be starting very soon. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Thanks for watching, and have a nice day.